In this video, we take a look at Red Deck Wind's matchup versus Jeskai in a game that truly came down to the wire. Hope you all enjoy it. Alright, on to our next game, looking for our 5th win. And we're up against No Luck. Alright. Opening hands. There we go. Alright, not bad. We got a Gitu for turn 1. We've got a little interaction here with the Wizard's Lightning becoming the Bolt, the Shock, Phoenix on the top end. We drew Frenzy. This looks decent. We're going to need a 2-drop or some mana. And red-white. But no play. So maybe we're going against like a Boros mid-rangey deck, but that really is kind of not really seen very many in that particular archetype. Either way, Fanatical Firebrand, swing for 2, pass back to our opponent. Ah, Jeskai, but with all basic lands. So maybe a budget Jeskai? Anyway, we're gonna Wizard's Lightning here, cast it as a Bolt. With the Jeskai colors, unlikely that we're gonna need that to remove anything in the immediate future. Probably better to do the damage. Probably an argument to casting Shock or Risk Factor there pre-combat to get the buff on Gitu, but that's okay. We'll save it for opponent's end step to try to bait out a counterspell so that we can hopefully resolve Phoenix or Frenzy if we draw a land. So let's go ahead and Risk Factor. And Negate. Okay, so main decking Negate. Another Frenzy's not what we were looking for there. So maybe this is just a Risk Factor again type of turn. You know what? That probably wasn't the smartest play. I probably should have attacked first, kept the buff on the Gitu to get in for 1 extra point of damage. And then just done it in my second main to see if we could draw a land. See if our opponent takes the damage or gives it to us. They give us the cards, and a lot of gas, good cards, great cards against Jeskai, but no land. And we really need a 4th land here to kind of make this work. And still no land. Well, I think we're on swing, cast Shock, get the buff back on Gitu, and do 5 damage. That seems pretty decent for this turn. Let's see if we get a counterspell on the Shock. Nope, Shock resolves. In for 3, maybe a removal. Yep, just a strike, gets rid of our Gitu. That's alright. We'll go Viashino here in case the opponent's still got removal, and they have Essence Scatter. Normally when you see main deck Negate, that means that the Jeskai list that the opponent is running is very heavy in counterspells, and sometimes those lists run Essence Scatters as well. Still looks like a bit of a budget Jeskai, though, without any of the rare lands. And there comes the death.
Sorry I'm late. Hurry!
So we do have them at 8, which feels pretty good. But we need a land. If we could get a land out and get, that's not a land either. I was really hoping to go like Steamkin into Viashino there. That would have been strong. A lot of options now. We could go Chain Whirler, keep the Teferi in check, deal 1 damage, and create a pretty decent board presence. Could go Viashino. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll hit him in the face with Viashino. Wanted to just play around a Syncopate there. Syncopate for 1. This is more important. I mean, we can get in for the 2 with the Viashino and develop a board presence. It seems better while playing around Syncopate. Now we've got Lightning Strike. We've got... I mean, we basically have lethal this next turn if our opponent doesn't find a way to deal with multiple different threats that we have. Let's see what they decide to do here. Main phase explosion on Viashino so that they get to untap and still have counterspell mana. Well, there's our land, like a turn or two too late, but better late than never. Options here as well. I think we're going Steamkin this turn. I don't think they have another... I think they have another counterspell on 1 blue that stops creatures. I think they have another Essence Scatter. I don't think they do. Let's go Steamkin. Nice. Resolves. Alright. Lightning Strike? Yeah, Lightning Strike to the face here. Now, the reason I'm not holding this until the opponent's turn is I want to... Oh, good. Opt. I wanted to get it out while they were tapped. So now we just win next turn unless there's a way for the opponent to basically board sweep us, which Clarion board sweeps us, and that would stink. But even if they do board sweep us, we still have Chain Whirler as an option. So basically the opponent has to have board sweep or way to, you know, stop all of our creatures from attacking. Plus they also have to have an answer for Chain Whirler resolving. So we're in a pretty good spot right here. They did get rid of Fanatical Firebrand, which would have been the easiest way for us to win next turn. There's a Drake. Okay. So this is kind of our... We really need to win on this turn, or else the likelihood of us winning probably starts to plummet, even with the opponent at 1. Wizard's Lightning. There's another win condition, which... Wonder which is better here. Chain Whirler? Yeah, let's go Chain Whirler. Seems better. I think it dodges negates, which they may have more than that 1 negate we saw. Whereas I doubt they're running multiple Essence Scatters. Syncopate. 4-2. Alright. Well. Pass back. Chain Whirler would have also allowed us, if it had resolved... I mean, obviously, we would have just won straight up. That's too bad it didn't. Now they're going to go plus Tef again. They may have Chemist's Insight or something. The odds that they're going to get another counterspell go up pretty high here. So I'm not feeling great, despite the fact that I've got lethal in hand with Wizard's Lightning. Pretty crazy too. It shows you the power of Jeskai. Now granted, our opponent did get, you know, the mana they needed with red, white, blue pretty much on their first 3 lands, but you know, even with basic lands only, I mean, this is still a game that is winnable for the opponent. That's how competitive Jeskai is. Now we did draw Viashino, so this actually is probably one of the best draws we could have. Now, the opponent has to have 2 counterspells this turn. There's 1 with Sinister. Now we're going to pull the counters off of Steamkin and cast Wizard's Lightning. For the win. Nope, the other negate. Dang. Well, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 counters. Not super crazy, bearing in mind that they've got Tef out and they've been drawing a bunch of cards, so yeah, it is what it is. Game's still not over, but our likelihood of winning is probably now very low. And with Lyra out, our likelihood of winning is probably near 0. We need to top deck a Fanatical Firebrand or a Shock, and it needs to resolve. Otherwise, we're pretty much just we lose. That is not either of those things. So, Frenzy into land into shock. Alright, Frenzy resolves. No land, no shock, GG. Well, that sucked. Anyway, guys, gals, I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, we'll see you in the next one.